Hi, everybody. This is Robert Hardy. Thank you for joining me. This is the Excelia Live Show. And tonight we have an exciting topic to talk about tonight. And I'm so pleased and I'm so thankful that you are here. Tonight we're going to continue with the topic of the ABCs of success. And tonight we're going to continue on going through the alphabet, talking about um, those ABCs of success, and we're on the letter I. Now, the letter I, the word I choose to speak on, that the letter I will stand for, is the word imagination. Imagination. Imagination is something that we all use. I don't know if you realize this or not. And a lot of people don't. We all use our imagination. The problem is a lot of us, myself included, use our imagination in the wrong way, and we use the our own imagination against ourselves. So we're gonna get into talk about that some more, but we actually use our imagination all the time, all day long. We imagine things. We imagine things in our lives that come to pass, and we don't even realize it. And that's the mistake that most people, myself included, most people make where their imagination is concerned. They just don't realize they're using it, and they don't even realize that they're using it against themselves. So first of all, let us describe, let us define what imagination is. And so I'm going to look up something here. Imagination, the power of imagination. Imagination is the ability to form a mental image of something that is not perceived through the five senses. It is the ability of the mind to build mental scenes, objects, or event that do not exist, are not present, or have happened in the past. So that's what or has happened in the past. So that's a definition of what imagination is. I read it again. Imagination is the ability to form mental image of something that is not perceived through the five senses. We do know the five senses are. It is the ability of the mind to build mental scenes, object, or event that do not exist, are not present, or have happened in the past. So that's kind of a definition of the imagination. Now, we're gonna I'm gonna go through some quotes here of some definition of imagination. Here, I wish I could share my screen with you guys. Um, Imagination is more powerful than is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. That a quote by Albert Einstein. Imagination encircles the world. Um, I like another quote by Robert Einstein, Albert Einstein. He says, and I kind of posted it on my page there. It said, "Imagination is everything. It is life's a common attraction," and that's one of the thing I want to spend some time to talk about. Now, when Albert Einstein said it's life common attraction, I was thinking about this throughout the day today, and I was thinking about, what it means to be a life coming attraction, something being a upcoming attraction, and I was thinking about it in the comparison of a movie. When we go to a movie, they show us before they show us their feature presentation. They show us upcoming attraction of movies that's coming up. Upcoming attraction, and they show preview movies of that, and we say, oh yeah, we want to see that movie because it's what's coming up in maybe a few days, a few weeks, a few months. this movie is coming out soon, and so you kind of set your mind, say, yeah, I like to see that movie when it comes out. It's what's coming. That's what our imagination does for us. When we imagine things, it's what coming into our lives. It might not be here right now. We might not have it here, but because we have it in our imagination, it it tells us that this is something that's coming into our lives. Now, when I say that we many people use our imagination and don't even realize that we are really using our imagination, and even more, even worse than that, we don't even realize that we are using it against ourselves. You know, you know, one of the examples that I can give you that to show you that you are using your imagination and you're using it in the wrong way is worry. Have you ever worried about something? You spend time worry about this thing. Let's say you worry about, something that's, let's say something concerning money, financially, maybe you worry about not being able to pay a bill, pay some kind of bill, or pay your rent, your mortgage, your car payment, or something, or pay your credit card, and you worry about where you're going to get the money from, and you're thinking and you're thinking, you worry, and yet you're picturing in your mind's eye all the you know all kind of scenes and all kind of scenarios in your mind what could happen if you don't pay this bill, if you don't pay your rent or your mortgage. What's going to happen? The bank is going to come and you know come and take back the home from you, or your car going to be repossessed, or the credit card is going to keep calling you. Okay, credit card company is going to keep calling you and go take it to collections and all that kind of stuff, and they start imagining all you guys start playing all these different scenarios and different scenes in your mind. What is it what's one of the definition of the word imagination is you're playing. Let's go over that again. You're playing scenes in your mind. Let me see. It said right here, it says, is the ability of the mind to build mental scenes. The ability of the mind to build mental scenes. What scenes? Scenes like in a movie. Again, you see it, upcoming attraction of a movie coming up, previews of a movie that's coming out soon. They show you upcoming attraction. I'll show you previews of that movie. Well, when you stop and you start thinking about all the worst thing that could happen in your mind as you worry about these things, you worry about your finances, you worry about what will happen if you don't pay your bills. You are using your imagination in the wrong way against yourself, and we've all done this. And that's why I said that a lot of people don't realize that they use the imagination in the wrong way. Well, first of all, they don't realize they're using the imagination. Secondly, they don't realize that they're using it in the wrong way. And thirdly, they don't realize they're using the imagination against themselves. Against themselves. You're using the imagination against yourself. You're not, in other words, you're not using it in a positive way, some that brings the kind of results in your life that you want to see. The life that you're living right now, you and I, the life that we're living in, it was created by our imagination. The life that you're living right now, whether it's the kind of life you want or the life that you don't want, you created that life through your imagination. That's the same thing goes to me too. The life that I'm living right now, which in a lot of areas of my life is not what I want. I created that life through my imagination. I had that mental image of my mind, what my life is going to be like. And I've been using my imagination in the wrong way and against myself and not even realizing it. As I was doing a little study on this, I was going to do some research on the imagination and how to talk about this subject. I realized the power of our imagination. One of the best tools that we have in our arsenal that we can use to create the life that we want. It's the tool of creation. I was thinking as I was thinking about this some more too, and there's a quote here that I was going to quote for you guys. But think think about this. I'm going to say something here, but listen to me carefully. What I say right here. You're what a paintbrush and a canvas is to a painter, you is what your imagination is to you. I'll say that again. What a paintbrush and a canvas is to a painter is what your imagination is to you. In other words, when a painter going to go paint and he has a blank canvas and he has a paintbrush in his hand with paint on the side, he can paint whatever he wants on that blank canvas. He can paint anything and it can become a masterpiece, but it's his choice of what he wants to paint. You and I has the same creative ability, the same creative power called our imagination. Our imagination like a paintbrush. And the canvas is our life. We can paint whatever picture of our life that we want to paint. We are in control, just like the painter have a paintbrush in his hand and the blank canvas, and he can paint whatever every painting he wants on the blank canvas. You and I, with our imagination, can create any world we want to live in. We can use our imagination to paint the life that we want to live for ourselves. We can become so real to us, which is this is the awesome power of the imagination. It can become so real on the inside of us that it is in a matter of time it will be manifested. But you know what? Going back to what I said, a lot of people don't realize that they've been using imagination. They don't realize that they've been using imagination in the wrong way, and they don't realize that they've been using the imagination against themselves. So why did I say that? Now go back to the painter example. The life that you're living in right now, you created that life. You painted that life with your imagination. If you're going through financial struggles, or financial difficulties, you created that with your imagination. If you're going through relationship problem, if you're married and your marriage is relationship problem, you created that with your imagination. Because you spend time imagining these scenes in your mind, be these negative scenarios in your mind that created these things, and it become reality in your life. You don't realize that you and I don't realize that we are using our imagination and using it in the wrong way and against ourselves. And so we created a life that we don't want, a life that we're not happy a bit with. And it's a lot of it is not so much our fault in terms of we didn't realize that we are doing, because we were not educated in this regard. We didn't learn this thing in school. In matter of fact, in a lot of time in society, people put down imagination. They think that people belittle imagination. If you spend your time daydreaming, people say, oh, you're just daydreaming again. Or people can accuse of using imagination, it's selfish. And they say imagination not going to pay the bills. And you're just daydreaming, and you're not living in reality, all those kind of things. And so it's being belittled. And so because it's been belittled, people didn't realize that they're actually using it against themselves. So you and I need to be educated with this thing. You need to do your own research where this is concerned. This is such a broad topic. Actually, when I was thinking of doing this, coming and do this live tonight, I was thinking just to make this like an introductory video on this subject, because it's such a broad subject, and it's such a subject can be talk on for hours. I mean, I'm just here going to be spending maybe 20 minutes. This video is going to be maybe 20 minutes long. You know, it's such the subject of imagination is so broad. I can't, can't talk about it in just 20 minutes or less. So I was thinking maybe I should just do it as an introductory video tonight, and maybe sometime later on in the future, another live video, spend talk about it again and spend some time really going into deeper into talking about this subject, because it's such a broad subject and it's such an important subject, and it's such a subject that we all need to be educated on and realize that we are using our imagination all the time, continuously throughout the day. We're envisioning things in our mind, using it in a wrong way, and then using it against ourselves. And in a lot of cases, don't even realize it and don't even know it. And we need to be educated in how to use your imagination, what the imagination is, and how to use it. We need to be educated. We don't learn these things in school, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they don't teach us these things in school. Things like how to use your imagination to create the world you want, the life you want. You are the painter. You have the paintbrush in your hands called the imagination. You can paint whatever life you want. The canvas is your life. As what a paintbrush and a canvas is to a painter is what your imagination is to you. Use your imagination to create the life you want, to live in the kind of house you want to live, to drive the kind of car you want to drive, to have the kind of career that you want to have to have the kind of money that you want to have the kind of relationship that you want to be the kind of person you want to be. Use your imagination to create these things, for them to become a reality, because you know what, you're already using your imagination in a negative way. That's why you're living, that's why your life is the way it is, because you're using the imagination in the wrong way. So start using imagination now in a positive way. Where your health is concerned, use your imagination to see yourself as healthy and strong and vibrant. Use it. And I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you too. We gotta learn these things. We gotta do research. I've been thinking about this for the last few days. I'm doing a little bit of research on it, going and watching some YouTube's videos, and even listening to reading a couple things online where the imagination is concerned. And then it's like, wow, this is powerful stuff. I mean, people need to know this. So that's one of the reasons why I choose this topic. And when I were talking about the letter I choose this to be the subject for tonight is imagination. Let's use the imagination to create the life that we want. Let's use our imagination to create the life that we want. Let's stop using it against ourselves like we have been, because we have been using it against ourselves unknowingly, ignorantly. But now we need to be educated. We need to be aware of how we are using our imagination, and start being aware of how to use it in a way that we want to. Remember, the canvas is blank. You have the paintbrush in your hands. What are you going to paint on that canvas? See my hands over here. This hand stand represent the canvas. I have the paintbrush. I'm going to paint whatever I want on this canvas. Why? It's my choice. It's your choice. It's your imagination. Your imagination is one of those things that you have in life that you are in complete control over. Complete control over, meaning that no one can control you using your imagination. Well, they can in a way. Again, that's gonna, because it kind of goes coming some of it kind of go with the subconscious mind, how your subconscious mind is programmed. So we can even get into that those kind of things too, talking about the subconscious mind. And so because subconscious mind is programmed, that's how some you end up using your imagination. So if you can even talk about that, so people can control how your imagination by controlling what's on your subconscious mind. But again, this is such a big topic, such a broad topic, and such a topic that can get into some deep, powerful truth on that. I don't have the time to do that right now in this short video. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it off here. It's 20 minutes. I'm gonna cut off the end of video in this video, wrap it up, I should say wrap it up here. Um, uh, but again, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you tonight. Please look into this. Do your own research on this thing called your imagination. There's lots of information out there on how to use your imagination. A good person to listen to is Bob Proctor. He has a few YouTube videos on YouTube. He's a good source to go to listen to when it comes to talk about imagination. But he's not the only one there, but he's a good person to start out with, to listen to, where how to use your imagination is concerned. Imagination is also talked about a lot in the teaching of the laws of attraction. How you use your imagination to bring into your life, what you're using imagination for. So I want to encourage you, you do your own research on this subject. Don't depend on me, because my knowledge and my knowledge where this is concerned is limited. There's a lot of people who knows way more than I do in this subject. So you do your own research on this subject. You practice for yourself your own imagination, how to use your imagination to create the life that you want, to change your life. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that. I'm using my imagination to change the life that I want. I'm gonna use it to just turn my life around. And everybody can, because everybody has the power within them. You have the power within you. I have the power within me. It's called the power of the imagination. We have the ability to create the life that we want. Remember, you are the painter. You have the paintbrush in your hand. What are you going to paint? It's your choice. It's my choice. We are the painter. Our life is the canvas. What are we going to paint? We can erase everything that we have painted so far, put a new canvas up, and start from scratch. Start from scratch, creating a life that you want. Create the kind of person you want to become. Create the kind of lifestyle you want to live. Create the kind of house you want to live in, the kind of car you want to drive, the kind of businesses that you want, the kind of position you want at your job. All these things are possible through your imagination, through my imagination. All things are possible. Remember what Albert Einstein says: imagination is everything. It is life's coming attraction. Next coming attraction. Just like in the movie, it's a coming attraction. It's telling you what's coming up. What's coming up? That's why I like that quote. Somebody said, what is coming up? So what's coming up? What's when you close your mind and use imagination to see things, or to see a way that you want your life to be? What do you see? Because what it is you see as you close your eyes and imagine, what it is you're seeing is telling you what's coming up. the coming attraction. So what coming up? So what do you want coming up? You want to see that car that you want to drive, the house you want to live in, and money in your bank account, build millions of dollars coming into your hands. Is that what you want to see as you close your eyes and use your imagination? What do you want? What do you see as you close your eyes, as you're painting, using imagination to paint the life, the kind of person you want to become? who you want to become. Close your eyes. Imagine. Imagine driving that car. Even better yet, go test drive that car. Imagine, go walk through that house. You know, do this kind of things. Anyways, use your imagination to create the life you want. This is Robert Harley, and this is the Excel Your Life Show. I hope I said something that was motivating, inspiring to you, and I hope that you take me up on my challenge, take me up on my word of encouragement to do your own research on this subject. Do your own research. Go on YouTube, go on Google it. And that's what I did. Google it, the power of imagination, how to use imagination. Do your own research and start using imagination in a way that it's work for you and not against you. Okay? So I hope you guys got something out of this. Until next time, we're going to continue with the ABCs of success. Next time we talk about the letter J, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So J, so J is the next letter we're going to talk about. So join me again next time when we continue on this subject, continue on this teaching. And I hope you guys get something. And again, use your imagination. You are the painter. The imagination is the paintbrush. What are you going to paint? Until next time, this is Robert Harley saying, take care of yourself. God bless you. I love you. Peace.